If you guys are really us, what number are we thinking of? 69, dudes! Whoa.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Episode 69. So it is official. We're famous podcasters now. Congratulations. You're listening to the number one podcast in the world. This is Midwest Scum, or Scumbag Incorporated. I don't know if we've officially changed the name of the show or not. Anyway.
We talked about it.
Yeah, we've talked about it. I mean, it's probably really easy to go in and change the name.
It's time for a rebrand, time to reinvent us. Now that we're the best podcast, we need another new mountain to climb, new worlds to conquer, and that's another podcast.
That is correct. I am, of course, Elliott. I'm also known as the Pit Viper. I'm here with Skyler, as usual. You may know him as the
El Nino.
El Nino. There we go. And we're here. We're gonna fucking talk about some stuff. I've already cursed within the first 2 minutes, so we're not gonna be on YouTube, obviously. And
you can bleep it out.
Yeah, I guess I could. I learned a better bleeping sound. I've been upping my audio engineering game. I'm officially super good at audio editing, at least within Audacity. Now, you guys send in money and get me some Apple products to work with, and I will go back to square one at being terrible. It's gonna sound as raw as episode 1 again. Actually, probably not. Apple products are probably way easier to work with.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. I don't have, besides my phone, I guess, but I don't use that for anything but, recently Stardew Valley.
Oh, shit. There's a Stardew Valley port on iPhone?
Yeah. I don't know if it just came out or not, but yeah, it's out, and it's, it's great.
God damn it. I'm gonna have to buy it again.
But if, Apple products are, great for stuff like Stardew Valley, then they must be good for stuff like audio editing and mixing and recording. I mean, some people completely swear by Apple products just for that. They'll even go so far as to, record stuff. I know, because the Angry Video Game Nerd did another behind-the-scenes episode recently, and he's like, yeah, I capture all the gameplay footage and stuff on my PC because it's easier, but for the video editing, I do it on my Mac. And it's like, sense. If it helps your workflow.
Yeah. Which I imagine that Apple products are just better in general for stuff like that.
It might also be if you've been using the product for, it might just be that kind of thing where you've bought in for it for so many years that you're just, you don't want to go over to Adobe Premiere or Sony Vegas. I don't know what Apple's equivalent is, but...
Final Cut, I think.
Final Cut.
Yeah, that's the video one. I don't know what the audio... I think you can... It's probably not GarageBand. It's Apple Studios or something.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. We're famous podcasters. We're not rich podcasters yet.
Yeah,
so
no.
You send in that money, ladies and gentlemen. I will put my personal Ko-Fi link in the description, because I did make one of those. That's part of why we've been gone so long, is I had a little teeny tiny nervous breakdown and decided, you know what, if art's the only thing that's gonna make me feel any kind of good feeling in this life, I might as well just fucking go for it. 100%, So I have a Ko-Fi page. I think that's what some artists do.
I've never heard of it.
I've only found out about it because, the only social media I use is Instagram, and some Instagram people have it in their bios, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a thing that I can use. And I used my profile picture is at some point you made some like AI generated penguin images that you sent me, and so one of those is my profile picture.
Oh, nice.
If I had made it. Yeah. Ko-fi.com/Elzoth, I think might be what it is, or it might, I don't know.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. So anyway, you go donate money to me, and I will do more artistic things, and then I'll do more famous rich guy podcaster things, like when I get super rich, I want to buy a Millennium Puzzle from Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's like super blinged out. You know what I mean? And just wear that all the time. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty sick. That would be my, like, how dudes get gold chains or fancy sunglasses or whatever, jewelry.
Who's the guy that wears a giant clock?
Yeah, there is a guy that wears a giant
I can't
clock.
remember. I feel like I should know his name, but I can't remember his name.
Oh, shit. Flavor Flav.
Yeah, was it Flavor Flav?
It was Flavor Flav, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause I watched his Flavor Flav Shot at Love with Tila Tequila show or whatever.
That's right.
The Flavor Flav version.
I watched the
forget
Bret
what it's
Michaels
called.
one.
Oh, shit.
I feel like everybody watched one of that because it was like middle school era when that was out. So it was like always on TV. There was always, I remember that one, but the one like I sat down and watched just because it was on was Bret Michaels.
Oh, you saw that one. That's cool. I didn't see that one. I did watch a lot of the Tila Tequila one, and then I only caught a couple of the Flavor Flav ones.
She's like legit crazy now.
Is he really?
No, Tila Tequila is.
Oh, is she?
I saw some
sure.
like TikTok post. She like is in a cult or something. I don't know. She's like hyper religious. Just
what?
It was something weird. It was just, there was something off about her. Like you can tell. I mean, I don't know if like the fame fucked her up or if she has always been kind of fucked up. But it's like it's a train wreck. Go in and look at her socials today.
I'm gonna have to check it out, because she was like an early bisexual. She was like, yeah, I like boys and girls, and that's the twist on this show, is that I date boys and girls. Isn't that unique and fancy? And now like every girl is bisexual, so it's like it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And that, I mean, for the mid 2000s, that was kind of, you know.
It was really... She was an early adopter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least in the mainstream.
I was down with it, but I was, also a budding youth who was like, oh, I can watch a show about girls kissing? Hell yeah. This is on cable? Why not?
Why not?
Why not? I'm a terrible person, too.
People watch the Kardashians for like, I don't know, I think they still have a show.
God, still?
Like 15 plus years now.
Fuck, what can they still be doing on camera? How do
people
you
just
script...
like watching rich people try to act. I don't know how to describe it.
That must be it.
Yeah, that's a bit like I don't know. Just from when I remember, because my mom watched all that shit back when it was really popular. So the early 2010s, 12s, and it was always just them like creating. It was like Duck Dynasty, but for white women.
Oh yeah, okay.
Where they like these guys they all run this legitimate business and they all are like hillbilly, acting like hillbilly folk, but they come up with these like problems for the show. Just it's probably a producer that's like, we need action here, we need something to go on here. But I don't know if it's still that a lot of it is scripted.
Yeah. But there's just made up shit that's like, hey, this episode we need you to say that Chloe used your toothbrush, and that's gonna be like the crux of, you guys are gonna fight about you using a toothbrush, and then that'll bring up like, oh, we're family, why can't we use the same toothbrush? And then it'll be a whole thing, and it's gonna divide the country. But
I was gonna say, more than likely they just go to like some high-end fucking store and buy like a gold-plated, diamond-encrusted toothbrush. And she's like, I didn't really use your toothbrush. I just said I did because I wanted to get you this as a gift.
Yeah.
And that's the, that's
yeah,
the
and it does the cutaway to the the interviews with the cameras, that's like, yeah, I still think that bitch used my toothbrush. And I was like, bitch, you used my toothbrush. And then it cut.
I think you're getting more into like Jersey Shore territory than
that might be.
I don't think stuff. The Kardashians. I mean, they would fight with each other, but not to that. And here I am, like, fucking talking about the goddamn just, you know, it was all bullshit.
Yeah. They didn't call each other bitches as much.
No.
Kardashians is what you're saying. Okay.
No.
I didn't watch,
I remember
like,
Kanye was
Jersey
on.
Shore.
He, like, did not like cameras on him. That was always funny. Because they would, like, try to get him to do stuff. And he'd just, like, not look at the camera. And you could tell that, like, they would try it. Like, they would cut the shots around him. And he would only be in it, like, when it was absolutely necessary.
Man. And look at him today. Man.
I actually haven't heard much about him ever since his
last
stint.
His last little bit in the limelight of everybody saying he's crazy, and it's like, yeah, he's crazy.
He's always been crazy. Have you ever seen that clip during what was it? Was it Katrina? And it's him and Mike Myers. And, like, they're doing some charity thing, and then, like, just out of nowhere, Kanye is like, and George Bush hates black people.
Yeah,
and
you sent me that
so
clip.
Awkward. Like, Mike Myers is like, what the fuck? Like, he doesn't know what to do.
Nowhere. Yeah, it was awesome. So
and the
cool,
Taylor Swift
man.
thing. I mean, he's always been doing shit like this. Is just, like, to a new extreme.
Yes. Speaking of Taylor Swift, dude, she had a concert up here in KC not too long ago that was like super duper sold out. It was like
did
a
it bring the city
event.
to its knees?
It did. Like there were like news stories that were like, look how we decorated this part of the town for Tay-Tay's arrival, and then every single female friend that I have on Instagram posted a story about how they were at the Taylor Swift concert, and I was like, man, I fucking missed out. But at that time, I didn't have $1,200 to drop on a concert ticket. So
yeah, absolutely no joke. I would go to one for sure, just to say I could, or I did.
Right.
I mean, I don't hate her music.
Gorgeous.
I don't think her music is terrible, but it's not for me. But
yeah,
and yeah, she's very beautiful. But
you know,
I feel
lady.
like she could fart and she'd make $1 million. Like,
oh, for sure. If you dropped a fart tape, dude, yeah, they would eat that up. By they, I mean like anybody.
Like her fans. Her fans are crazy.
Yeah.
Like the type of, like, if you say anything bad about her, they'll dox you and like say they'll kill your mom or something. They're fucking nuts.
Yeah, which makes me worried now saying this, but I'm gonna declare this publicly. Like, since we did the ancestry thing with my family, my mom's side, I am a distant relative of Taylor Swift. We're like sixth or seventh cousins or something like that. Like, you know, the branch. It was, you know, you go back like 8 or 9 generations, I think, and then one of their branches went into the Swift branch, I think. So I do have a relation to her in some aspect. So.
It's that kind of relationship that, like, even if you had babies, they wouldn't be, you know, genetically, you know, at risk.
They
genetically.
They wouldn't be messed up, 3-eyed, half-ear babies, like. But you know, I don't think I'm her type. Unfortunately, I'm too short, dude. She's tall. She's a tall lady.
Yeah, I don't know what her type is. I only know about her one boyfriend. I mean, I know she's made a living off of writing songs about her ex-boyfriends, but I only knew about the most recent one.
Who's the most recent one?
Matty Healy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because he was on Taft's. He went on
That's
Taft's.
right.
That was where the whole ghetto gagger thing started.
Gaggers thing, yeah. That's right. in Ice Spice. That was good, dude. Yeah. Any of those people, welcome on our show. Our
sure.
big famous podcast now.
Especially Taylor.
Any of them. Especially Taylor. Welcome on the show.
I just don't think she has time. I mean, have you seen how many fucking concerts she's playing? It's insane. Is this going to be
crazy.
a Taylor Swift episode?
No, we're not. No. I just had to mention her because it was a recent development in the last. Since it's been like a month since we've posted a podcast together.
Yeah, we're striking in solidarity with the Actors Guild.
Yeah,
and
the Writing Actors Guild of America, the West Coast.
Yeah, I forget who. I know it's the Writers Guild. Now the Actors Guild's a part of it.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah.
So now's the time to strike. Now's the time to get in while there is no
solidarity,
guild.
But since we became, everybody was busy with that. That's, helped contribute to us becoming the number one podcast on America.
That's correct. Now that we're episode 69, we are now scabbing for the Writers Guild of America. If you need anything written, let me know. I'm a full-time artist now. I have a Ko-Fi. Did I mention that? I think I did. But, hit me up on my Ko-Fi. Hit me up on Instagram. You can find me pretty easily. I've made myself pretty publicly available, at least on Instagram. I do not have a separate professional account from my personal account. My personal account has everything. It would be pretty easy to find me, is all I'm saying.
They say you shouldn't mix business and pleasure, but I say they're wrong. I say you should do both. I
think so, too. I think that business should be pleasure.
Especially when you're at the top.
Yeah.
I mean, does not the CEO have like a full bar in his office so he can, get shit-faced whenever he wants?
Mm-hmm. Most CEO offices that I've been in, at least, have had full bars, and then they also have the button under the desk that you push to close the door and lock it.
And they usually have one of those like globes that is a hollowed out globe, and that's where they keep their really good, expensive liquor.
Yeah. The hollowed out globe, but the globe is based on like the known world of like 1482, so it's just like one big old continent of like Spain, and then everything else is just like, it's just labeled as like the Savage Lands or something.
They would definitely have a reason why they picked that particular year. There would be some like reason that coincides with their business methodology.
Yeah,
why they picked the year 1482 or 1527, like in this year this happened, and it only happened because of so-and-so's ingenuity, and I believe in, that kind of bullshit. And that's, but that's where they hide the fancy liquor. They wouldn't tell you that.
The fancy liquor. Mm-hmm. The fancy, the Goldschlager made.
The Hennessy. But like the dark label Hennessy.
Some good old E&J brandy. Hell yeah. I meant to, before I got off on a whole Taylor Swift tangent, I meant to ask you, since we're big famous podcast guys, once we're rich podcast guys, what's your first like crazy purchase that you're gonna make? Like, I'm gonna get the blinged out Millennium Puzzle and I'm gonna wear it all the time. That's gonna be my new thing. Do you have something that
a week's worth of groceries?
Ooh,
burn, economy burn.
Heyo, how about that inflation? Am I right, folks? Isn't that
to realistically answer your question, though, a jet.
Ooh, really?
Yeah,
I would buy like the guy?
Yeah, I want to be a jet guy, and I want to like, I want to piss people off. Like, so I want to just like take it to a gas station a state over, or something. Just, but I would do that constantly. Yeah.
But like a small enough jet that you can drive it on the streets, but
I'd be able to land like municipal airports.
Okay.
Or whatever, city airports. So small town area, yeah. And I would just use it to go to bumfuck nowhere and then go to their fucking like gas station and get a shitty burrito and a 32 ounce, and that would be it. Then I'd come back the same day.
You're like, just the whole time that you're in the gas station, you're like, by the way, I have the most successful podcast in the world. Have you seen my jet with the wolf painted on the side? That'd be dope, right? Or,
yeah.
Would it be a wolf? What would you paint on the side of your jet?
I don't know. Wolf sounds pretty cool.
Wolf is kind of cool. It's probably taken already. Somebody's already done that, I'm
probably.
sure. Damn it.
A crying Native American man.
Oh, there you go. That's good, because you're, like, destroying the environment every time you fly it. Because you would only fly it unnecessarily. It's not
yes,
like
I would never use it for emergencies. I would use, like, a car made in the 60s or something.
You're not like one of these, like, super rich billionaires who are like, yeah, it's economical to fly private because I'm doing so much business everywhere around the world, and then you get a private jet and you're like, no, I'm only doing it for fun, and I want the ozone layer to burn. Like, I want it to be hotter. I want greenhouse gases.
I would charter, I wouldn't even, like, if I was going not cross country, but cross continent, I'd charter, if I had to, I would have it made, but I would charter a coal burning vessel. If I could get away with it,
coal-fired plane.
Yeah, coal-fired plane. If I could, I would, but I just don't think the engineering's there for that.
No, somebody needs to get on it. We'll commission that. That'll be the actual first purchase, is the commission of an inventor type guy to find out like the most environmentally damaging type of transportation, and then build it for us, and then we can use it all the time.
That has to be like a type of genre, right? Like there's cloud punk, cyberpunk. Is there coal punk?
Coal punk.
A diesel punk. I've heard of diesel punk
diesel
too.
Punk. Yeah.
What about?
That's probably part of diesel punk.
Whale oil punk.
Whale oil punk.
That's Dishonored.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was gonna say. Pretty much Dishonored did that. That it's sort of like it's sort of techno punk, but yeah, on a coast. Yeah, that's cool. That's a good.
Yeah,
purchase.
I would do as much as I could to damage the environment. Because at this point, why not?
Right, I mean, all the fucking environmental stuff anyway is a hoax, so it's like,
right,
who gives a shit? Nobody's really gonna live long enough for the Earth to burn up. It's by the time our third, fourth great-grandchildren, I mean, they're gonna be fucking sterile alien children anyway, so, like, who fucking cares, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the idea behind. Nobody else is taking it seriously, and people have been saying it since the 60s. We've known about it for forever, but nobody's going to do anything about it, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's not profitable to be good to people or to be good to the Earth, so it's not going to happen.
I say we speed up the end. We try and get as close to the end as possible.
Fucking speed run yeah, dude, that's sick. That's the real meta game that we're going for. Speed run environmental disaster.
Yeah. I want that coral reef bleach. They say by 2035. I say we could do it 2025 if we really want.
Yeah, bleach the coral reef, baby.
I want that on his shirt.
Growing back. That'll go up on our Redbubble. That's our shirt. That's our next shirt. We are gonna launch merch too. Once I figure out how to do that, we're gonna do that. Maybe it'll just all be on my personal Ko-fi that I just am hand painting these. What was it?
Bleach the coral reef.
Bleach the coral reefs. By 2025, and I'll just hand make every one of those t-shirts and then sell them for like $5 a piece. I don't know. This is the era that we figure out, now that we're famous, we have to figure out how to monetize. And once we do that, we're gonna be fucking golden, dude. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna finally be able to afford braces so I can fix my fucking teeth. That's my second purchase. First purchase, blinged out Millennium Puzzle. Second purchase, braces. And then, while I have braces, adult braces, I'm gonna recreate all of Belle Delphine's pictures when she had braces.
Yeah,
which is gonna be me. I think
to
she's
sell your fart
in
water.
like prison or something. Yeah, I am.
Is that why she's in prison? It's because she sold a biological hazard?
I think so. I don't know if she's in prison or not. I think I saw something about that recently, that like she disappeared for some reason.
I think it would be more for fraud than... Because I believe someone DNA tested the water, and there was like no trace of human DNA in it at all.
Damn. For gamer girl bathwater?
Well, yeah, there would be some particulate, some dead skin cells, or, flakes of poo or pee.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it would be
like,
very...
Especially, like, asshole hair.
You would at least be able to tell a human was in the water.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. You should. You should be able to.
It's like if you buy like girls' shoes, you don't know if you're getting if it was like she wore it or she had her boyfriend wear it. But you spent $300 on this, so
as long as you believe that she wore the shoes, then you get your money's worth. I think that's the strength of the placebo effect. Is that if you can sniff some musty ass fucking New Balances and just imagine
New Balances. Yeah, because it would be like one of those fucking like trashy trailer girls. Shoes.
Oh yeah, it would.
With the Reeboks, yep.
The kind of girls whose fishnets are they're too tight of a grade, you know what I mean? They're not, or they're the too loose. I don't remember which one it is. The big hole fishnets or the small hole fishnets. One of those is trash and one of them is good. And I can't remember which one.
Huh.
Or maybe medium grade is perfect. It's kind of like the bell curve of like intelligence. There's a bell curve of e-girl hotness, and it also correlates to the bell curve of the fishnets. Yeah. The fishnet grade. The gauge of fishnet, is that the type? Is that the word, gauges?
Yeah. It's a hole, right?
Yeah. So the smaller gauge fishnets versus the big gauge fishnets. I can't remember which is which, but either way, you're not catching fish with them.
I mean, maybe you could in a pinch. Survival, like, all you have is a bunch of fishnet shirts, and it's the end of the world, and you live near a, clean water.
That's
you could probably tie them together or sew them together.
Yeah. Okay. See, that's the mark of a good old fashioned working classy thought. If she has the perfect type of fishnets that you could actually use to catch fish with in an apocalyptic situation, that's the kind of e-thought you want. Okay, all right, we're figuring it out. Okay.
But yeah, Belle Delphine, she's in jail or whatever.
And she's in jail, yeah. And I'm gonna recreate all of her pictures once I get braces. So. But I don't really need braces. I really just need braces for like my front teeth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then I worry I'd become too perfect.
Don't we all? I mean? Isn't that always the problem with any type of self-care? Is what if I become too perfect?
What if I become too perfect and then I can't sell myself as like a, like how the most famous actors have like their one little flaw that makes them still human and relatable, Marilyn Monroe was like a big fat bitch.
Yep.
I couldn't say that with a straight face. I'm sorry.
I mean, Marilyn the first Monroe person that came to mind was Steve Buscemi, so I mean, maybe that says something about me too.
Yeah, that he has like a goofy fish-like face, but you know Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, you know who he is. That's brand recognition, baby.
Yeah, and like Adam Sandler is
giant dick,
his egg head, and the giant.
That egghead. That's right. That's the first thing I think of.
Yeah.
Not
you don't think of his giant dick. Yeah, me neither. I actually I don't think about actors' penises all that often. Unless it's like a major plot point of a movie, which isn't
And Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe, yes. Oh my
No one can
god.
forget that. I believe they
Oh my
had to like
God.
reduce the size of it in one of the, this might just be like a Snopes like true or false thing, but I heard that like he had to hang dong in a film and they like had to CGI
like,
it to make
too
it
big.
smaller because it was like so big that it would have taken away from the scene.
They're like, this is just like you're taking away from the theme of the movie because like everybody's just they're just not gonna believe it. They're not gonna believe how big your dick is.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the type of character he plays in it, but it's like, and then it cuts to the sex scene where they hang dong and he has just, it's massive. I mean, it really is.
They had to
humongous.
CGI cut his dick down, man. Yeah,
I hope
I
that's
mean, I've
true.
seen that
I
dancing
really do
video.
hope that's true.
I
Yeah,
hope
that
so
one where he's
too.
like dancing and like lifting his legs up.
Yeah, and it's like he's like not even hard. He's like flaccid, and he's like rocking a solid 6.5 soft. Like
It's incredible. It truly is.
yeah, it's incredible.
Something to behold.
Or like you and I, we watched Antichrist, and like that.
Oh yeah,
whole
that has
scene.
the sex scene at the beginning. That movie was so fucked up.
The sex scene at the beginning and at the end, dude. Oh my god, when she oh my
Oh yeah, that. Oh yeah.
when she
Yeah,
makes him come blood.
Oh,
that was
God.
fucking
Oh
brutal.
my god, that was out. That like it was way out of left field. Because up until that point,
was-
the worst
yeah.
thing that happened was a kid fell out of the window,
Yeah,
and then you kind of
then-
find out the mom was abusing the kid the whole time.
Yeah, and then it had the scene where it was like he was walking in the woods and it had like the decaying fox and like that was really unsettling and there was a lot of just weird stuff going on, but they were just going to the cabin to kind of ease their troubles of their dying son, and then it turned out the lady was just a
God
fucking
damn it.
psychopath the whole time. I know. Like, we only
Yeah.
watched that movie one time, but
It really says
scarred
something
me for
that
life.
that movie has stuck with me so long. You too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I will never forget that scene where she's like going crazy on him, and then he's like, oh, and he's like trying to console her, trying to be like a good husband, and then she's like, oh, it's okay, it's fine, and then she starts like going down on him, and then like he gets hard, and then it's like, oh, and then she takes like a fucking
Like a
I don't-
post, like a wood post.
it was like a post and just like jams it on his dick, like breaks his dick, but somehow or like hits him in the balls
And
with it so
then
hard that it
finishes-
makes it
oh,
come
God.
blood. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
This is why
Yeah.
we're the number one podcast, is because we talk about important things.
You know, I
Like-
mean, it's not. I used to watch this dude on YouTube. I guess shout him out, Spooky Rice, friend of the
okay.
show. But he would like before YouTube really started like clamping down on violence and stuff. He would do reviews of like indie horror films. I mean, he would do like some really like not like slasher yuppie whatever kind of stuff, but like almost some of them were kind of like snuff films, really.
Oh man,
Just really
yeah.
bad, really gruesome,
Oh, yeah.
faces
You were-
of death kind of stuff.
Yeah, you were telling me about that one that really just you just describing it made me like fucking sick.
Oh my
But
god,
I don't
yes.
remember the name of it.
Yeah, it's lost on me now. I remember what happens in it, but I won't say it because that's a bit too much for the show.
It was too much. It was too much. I was like, you were like typing it out of
A
like,
Serbian
what happened.
film. A
and-
Serbian
yeah.
film is what it was called. Yeah, and that's all I'm going to
Yep.
say. Research
Nope.
at your own
Ugh.
risk, viewer. I mean, really, like, seriously, this is not... It is, and I mean, it's like... I watched the review. I haven't watched the thing because I can't. But he goes into it and he's like, I mean... It's fucked up, but like the movie's just not good. It's like
It's also just
if there
not
was a
good.
point
That
to be
sucks.
made, there's no point. It's just shock for the sake of shock.
Man. That
It's not like
stuff,
artsy,
ugh.
kind of like nuclear holocaust is. That is a little bit of,
What is that?
it's done like a documentary, so kind of like not like Blair Witch, but more like just a bunch of kids, and a couple of them have cameras, It's kind of that
okay.
perspective, and they go to this jungle. I can't remember exactly where, and they come across this tribe of cannibals, and it's very graphic and also just gruesome depictions of people dying.
Oh man,
that kind of thing.
Like actual cannibals.
But the way it's shot is, you can tell it was kind of there was some intent behind it. Not that there was a point other than this was just a scary story with cannibal people. But the Serbian film is just like, here's a jump cut to, and then just censor everything after this,
Jesus.
I cannot.
Yeah.
Like I know some big ones right now, or they were, I guess they aren't big anymore, but like Hereditary. That's one of those newer ones that people were like, it was in theaters, so.
Yeah,
and
like
it was
wasn't
super
as
fucked
bad,
up.
but it was fucked up. Yeah,
it's pretty fucked up. It's a really good movie, but it's so oh my god, it's fucked up in a different kind of way.
Yeah, that's Ari Aster, right?
Yes,
I know that name because
he did Midsommar too.
Yeah,
and the
Witch.
I
heard about that one. Oh yeah, and I heard The Witch was actually really good, but I'm not a scary movie guy. I'm a little bitch, so I can't hang.
Yeah, and these are like true horror. It's not like fucking Scream or Friday the 13th. It's like serious, real like like people would watch Live Leak for fun, but I guess you could watch these and know that these people aren't really dying, hopefully.
Yeah, oh man. Just brutal. Ugh.
Just very brutal stuff. I love it though. It's been super interesting.
Good. Yeah.
Just
it is
what
interesting.
you can get away with in film,
Yeah, because it's art. And I think art is as long as you're actually doing something with it, then it's fair game, maybe? Question mark.
A Serbian film is not art.
That's not okay. That's not art, but it's at least fiction, right?
Yeah, it's fiction.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that's
it better be.
That's okay. I fucking hope so.
Be.
From what you told me, I fucking hope it is. But as long as there like somebody had to sit down and think of that, and at least that's at least creativity at the bare minimum,
Oh, yeah.
I recently made a trip to the new Kansas City airport. They redid it, and but as you're driving in to the terminals and stuff, there's a bunch of modern art in the middle in the grass section, and all it is just a bunch of fucking metal Jenga blocks welded to each other in different angles, and it pisses me off, because it's just modern art. It means nothing. It literally just looks like a bunch of Jenga blocks that were put together, and it's like somebody was probably paid $30 million to do that shit. And it infuriates me.
At least that's more effort than taping a banana on the wall.
Yeah, I've seen that kind of shit. One of my friends sent me a message about there was somebody at a gallery who sold a painting of it was just a white canvas, and it sold for like 3.4 million, and it was this white canvas means so much, and I'm like, no, that means that's
gotta be money laundering. That can't be. That's gotta be money laundering.
It has to be. There's no other explanation for that kind of shit. You can't. Why? There's no creativity.
So you can say
it.
It's whatever. So you can tax it, right? That's the whole.
Yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure that's how the
government gets its cut of illegal money.
Yeah. It's fucking stupid, and you don't have to pay your taxes because you're oh, well, I spent $34 million on art, and it's no, you really didn't. You're a piece of shit, and that's not real art, and you're undermining the entire process. It makes me so, it is boiling my blood to think about.
I don't know, man. Some of the stuff I've seen on Twitter, it's not art.
No.
It's not art. But would you say that stuff like that is more art than that?
I would say at least
because I've seen some shit.
Like, I will say the kind of stuff that, like, is borderline that sort of pisses me off is, like, Jackson Pollock. Like, he is flinging color at a canvas, and it, like, at least the droplets and the way that he flings the art is interesting in a way, but when he takes, if he takes like 3 colors and, you know, throws them in different ways and splatters them in different ways, like, okay, cool, that's art, that's artistic, that's nice to look at, but don't title it something like you know, the prosperity of man or something. Like, no, that's not what that means. You flung a bunch of fucking colors at the paint. Just call it like, this is something nice to look at. But
that probably doesn't sell as well to the not so art savvy people that are going to be buying it.
Yeah,
but you have that hanging up in your, you know, whatever $4 million house, and people are over, and if for some reason it spoke to them, and
yeah,
I don't know. I guess if you find meaning in that, is it art? If the person enjoys it, I mean, the way what I don't see as art is like that. It's called. I've heard it. I don't know what the technical term is, but I've heard it called globohomo artwork. And it's like what Google uses, and it's like the big character, like the characters are like giant, and they have like the long elongated arms and legs, and are bubbly, and they have like the blank faces, not blank, but they, you know.
Oh, like the,
you know what I'm talking about?
Like corporate art.
Yes,
like every single
for
corporate
the sole purpose, like corporate
training
like,
video bullshit.
Yeah,
that stuff sucks. I don't like it. Like, it's, you know,
I would take the banana on the wall over that.
I would not. I would fuck the banana on the wall.
That banana on the wall was also probably a fucking money laundering thing.
100%. Or they can. I like the shit that's like, oh, it's performance art. Performance art is not art. You're just being a pretentious dick. That's what a lot of art is being pretentious. And even me talking about and saying
I was
these
about
things,
to say that's a very pretentious thing to say about art.
I know. I'm a pretentious fucking dick, obviously. You know, and that's why I can say that these things are pretentious. It's because I'm one of them. Like, if I could make $3.4 million on a blank canvas, would I sell out like that? Yeah, I probably would. But at the same time, from the perspective of me not having $3.5 million in my bank account, I could say, like, I don't know if I would sell my soul for that. I don't know if I could sell what I call my artistic integrity over it. But at the same time, I don't really have a portfolio.
You're attaching an intrinsic value to art.
Yeah.
Should I guess that's a bigger debate in itself, but should you? I mean, people got to get paid for sure.
People have to get paid, but I also feel like art should stand on its own merit. That's a big problem that I have, that I've run into, that as a person who likes to write things. Something I didn't realize until I took a year in college and joined a creative writing club was, like, when I write poetry, and then, like, if I read that poetry, I know what I mean. I know what I'm alluding to as I'm writing it, and then when I read it to somebody in their interpretation, or, like, what they understand of it, or if they don't understand it at all, and I have to sit there and explain, like, oh, this is what I meant by this is what I'm alluding to. If I have to spend that kind of time explaining it, then it's not good art. You know? It should stay, like, I should be able to convey what I mean through my words without having to explain it outside of the art to be like, yeah, well, this is what I really mean by this, and this is what does that make any sense? Does that make sense?
It seems very literal, like you interpret art literally.
Yeah, like there, and you can't. There's just there's a disconnect in the human brain where you create something, and you obviously, as the creator, interpret your creation in a certain way that other people can't. They don't think the same way as you, so obviously they don't interpret it the exact same way. It's kind of like when you have kids and you take a bunch of pictures of your kids and you're showing your friends, like, oh my god, look how cute my fucking kids are. They're, my kid is, oh look, he's eating peanut butter for the first time, and this is the face he makes, and and everybody else is like, who gives a shit about your stupid fucking dumbass kid who doesn't know what peanut butter is, and he's like an infant. Fucking stupid ass kid.
Yeah, I guess that it's like it's personal.
But it's like that, like that child is your
art is
artistic
personal.
creation. Yeah. So, and I don't know if there's a way to translate, to perfectly translate what the artist wants, or what the artist was envisioning into their art, if that...
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you're really going to be the only one that knows, like, really what it means, what you meant by it. Maybe you meant nothing by it, and people interpret shit out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like it should stand on its own in any case. Like, you shouldn't have to explain it, and then putting up a blank canvas and saying, like, oh, the blank canvas represents infinite possibilities, and I really wanted to, it's the same thing as, like, putting up a mirror on the wall and being like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really extreme, it's just a blank thing, and that's stupid. I mean, that's dumb.
That's stupid. And it makes me angry that people get money laundered into that kind of stuff. Yeah. When I'm out here having mental nervous breakdowns and unable to create anything for long periods of time because I'm so broken up on the fact that I can't translate the perfect meaning inside my own brain so that other people understand it perfectly. But that's just the human condition, right?
I feel like men have gone crazier doing this exact same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't Walt Whitman just, like, say fuck society, and he's like, I'm out, and just
shot himself in the head, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he did.
Well, you know.
Yep, probably. I was going to say Salvador Dali.
Art is pain. You have to struggle for your art.
Yeah.
If you want it to be not good, but... you want it to mean something to you, and you maybe want it to mean something to other people too. You're right. It should stand on its own. You shouldn't have to explain if that's a shark. You shouldn't have to be like, well, that's a shark. You shouldn't have to tell people it's a shark. Yeah,
you shouldn't have to, like, paint a shitty shark and then be like, well, I took this ocean trip with my grandfather when I was 5, and we went out and saw a shark, and that shark ate my grandfather alive in front of me, and that really changed the way I thought about sharks, and that's why I painted it. Like, you shouldn't have to tell a story behind your art for it to have meaning. Your art should stand on its own, I think. And that's just my own pretentious douchebag fucking feelings about art. Check out my Ko-Fi, by the way.
Ko-Fi, Instagram, X, as it's now called.
Oh yeah,
you can find us on X.
That's a thing, right? Yeah. Dude, I did sign up for Threads because it was like Instagram, and it was like you automatically could. I was gonna say
you didn't have a choice.
Yeah, you didn't really have a choice. It was just like, oh, do you want to use this? And I was like, okay, well, I'll find out what this is about. And then I figured out it was just a Twitter clone that sucked. Yeah. And I was like, all right, well, fuck this.
Yeah, no, it is,
not even as good as Twitter.
It's not Twitter. You can't call it Twitter anymore. You can't say that.
Oh, does that make me a boomer to call it Twitter?
Yeah. You can't call them tweets. They're X's.
It's X. I'm Xing.
You're Xing.
I'm
I don't even
Xing.
think it's Xing. It's just X. I wrote an X.
I'm just gonna X.
I X'd an X. I don't know.
I'm just gonna.
I think it's stupid. I honestly think
that
it's
is
very
kinda
dumb. Like I've kind of, I know Elon's crazy now, or he's always been crazy. His PR people just like quit. But
Oh, nice. Okay.
I mean, that's not the case. That's what it's, he's like always been nuts. Like ever since whatever fucking, what was it? PayPal, back before he had hair.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did do PayPal shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also wanted to call that X too, I believe.
What the fuck, dude? Why
Yeah.
is he so obsessed with like the letter X? It's not.
I don't know. He
like
named
it's a
his
cool
child
letter,
like.
but
Have you seen his child's name that he had
he
with
has another
Grimes?
child.
The one with Grimes is the one I'm talking about. With, like, the weird name.
the one that's like pronounced like Aeon Flux or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
He was just
I fully
really
believe
big fan of
Grimes
that movie.
was down with that decision.
Dude, she
the more
probably
I've learned
was.
about her,
She a bad bitch.
She may have been pushing for it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Grimes. I've just seen a lot of her pictures, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'd have a child with her too.
Yeah.
Welcome on the show anytime. Grimes, Taylor Swift, you guys can both come on at the same time, talk about art, how pretentious of a douchebag I am. We can do that. That'd be cool. That actually would be a cool show.
Yeah,
But
Elon Musk too, if he wants to come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Have on. We can talk about X, whichever version of X you want. I'll fucking X my pants if we can get Elon Musk on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's Twitter videos are going to be called X videos now.
Just
That's
X
fucking funny.
videos. Woo!
But from like a business standpoint,
Good,
I think it's so
yeah.
dumb because like think of like I was just like, working where I see a lot of product, a lot of merchandise that goes to customers, and it always like every single one of us, you can follow us at whatever at Instagram or whatever at Twitter. All of those companies now are going to have to put out new fucking
X.
branding, and you can find us at X.
Yep. They have to change all the code, all the embedded like links, all of the little
Everything on your website,
icons, whatever those
business
things
cards.
are called. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He's fucked up the whole thing. And then I bet once everybody makes that change and starts calling it X, he'll switch it back to Twitter. That's what I would do.
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
That's what I would do.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious.
That
Because
would
it's
be
been funny
like the
to see
ultimate
people
troll
flip out
move.
about this. It was funny when he did
yeah.
the Twitter Blue thing, and there were all these people that were like, "I'm not paying $8 a month for Twitter." It's like, "Oh yes, you are, Stephen King. Oh yes,
Yeah,
you
you
are, Jeff
are.
Tiedrick."
Yeah,
I see that blue
right.
check mark.
Fucking Stephen King, dude. I was in Barnes and Noble the other day looking at like his whole bookshelf of books, and I was like, oh wow, there are so many of these that I've never heard of. I mean, there are probably garbage. Dude has turned out a lot of shit.
Yeah, he has. Ever since he
But-
got off the drugs, like a lot of his stuff hasn't been great.
A lot of garbage, but like
There's a
he's the
couple,
most
there's a couple good
prolific.
ones here and there, but I mean, Family Guy made that joke like years ago where he's like at his publisher and he's like, "Well, do you got a new book for me?" And like he looks around the room and he's like, "It's an evil lamp." Picks
Yeah,
up a
they're like-
lamp. It's like, you just
He's
came
like,
up with that
"Oh,
right now, didn't you?
It's a spooky lamp. And then he's like, yeah, when can we have it? Like, when are you going to be done with it?
Yeah, I haven't read anything by him. The last thing I read by him was like, the premise was cell phones are scary.
Yeah, dude, I read that back in like middle school too. Yeah. Cell.
And after that, I was like, yeah, nah.
It was cell phones plus zombies because it was right at the cusp of zombies were starting to be a thing. And he was like, let me cash in on this real quick. And he included the song, like, Why Can't We Be Friends at one point.
Huh.
Like, there was a zombie holding a boombox that was playing that. And that was, like, a scene in the book. And I remember that very clearly because, like, I knew that song. And, yeah,
I don't
It's
remember
just
any of
silly.
it.
It was a bad. It wasn't like a good. The end of the story, the end of the book, like the main dude, he's going through things, and then like his whatever the cell phone apocalypse bullshit happens, and then like at some point his son picks up a cell phone and he gets infected with the cell phone zombie virus, and so he's
5G.
like,
Now we know that
yeah.
to be 5G.
Now it's 5G. 5G poisoning is real, ladies and gentlemen.
He called it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. But he had his like, you know, his fucking zombie son on a leash or whatever through the whole book, and then like by
Isn't
the end
Isn't that a bit on the nose? Like the cell phones are turning them into zombies. Isn't that such a boomer fucking?
It kind of
like
kind
when you
of
think
is.
about it. When you think
Now,
about it,
stepping back, like yeah, that literally like is kind of.
That's all I remember is it was just like cell phone bad. Cell phones are not
Yeah.
good. Cell phones are evil in this universe.
Yeah, like the cell phones were bad, and then like at the end of the book, the dude's solution like was just like yeah, you pick up the cell phone and like if you hold it to your ear, and that's what turned you into the zombie, and it was like oh, and then at the end of it, he's like, well, what would happen if we just do that again? And then like you know he like picks up he finds a phone and like holds it up to his son's ear. And then says whatever his son said on the phone whenever he was a kid, and it was like end of book. Like there wasn't even a conclusion. Like it didn't say like, oh, that cured him of being a zombie. It didn't make him a double zombie. It didn't fry his brain or anything. There was just no conclusion. And I was like, okay, well, good writing, good job, Stephen King. Wow, I'm really just a pretentious fucking douchebag, aren't
Really
I?
shitting on Stephen King. I mean,
I'm shitting on all kinds of art this episode. Is that what fame does to us?
I recently read Blood Meridian. You want to shit on that too?
No, because I don't know it. I need
Yeah.
once I
You'd
read
probably
it,
shit
then
on
I'll
it
shit
if you
on
read it. Like, who's this Cormac McCarthy? This pretentious fuck. He just took fucking 3 pages to describe what's basically just a mesa.
Damn. I mean, probably. That's what fame does to us. When you become a famous podcaster, you just instantly, you are the best at art, and you can talk shit on anybody's art, and you have, even if you don't have a portfolio or anything worthwhile to show the world that you're a creative artist, you can just shit on art all you want. That's the moral of this episode that I learned about myself today. So yeah, episode 69, everybody. Thanks.
Yeah, I think that was a very good discussion.
Very good discussion. Very smart, very happy, good things.
We had to talk about like the pop culture, like, you know, we let in with the pop culture stuff, and then we got into the really serious.
Yeah, we got way more serious.
You can consider
than I
that
wanted
pop culture stuff art too, right?
I mean, yeah, technically, it's in the zeitgeist, right? That's a word.
Yeah, it's in the current day and age.
Uh-huh.
Or the spirit, isn't the spirit of the current day and age?
Sure.
Something like that.
I don't know what zeitgeist literally translates to. It
means time ghost.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it literally
That's
means
awesome.
I think it would
time?
literally
Okay.
translate to like time, the passage of time into spirit.
Oh,
Or
okay.
time in a spirit. So
Oh, it's just a really cool Z word.
yeah.
You throw it around and you sound really cool and not pretentious at all.
It's really in the zeitgeist to use the word zeitgeist.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it was like, it comes around every 10 years, I think.
Yeah, probably. Man, I'm just sitting here thinking about how much of a fucking douchebag I am, and I'm gonna put this out on the world. That's what happens when I've had a few drinks.
Are we stopping? Or?
We can. We're almost at an hour here.
Oh, okay. I thought I didn't know.
No,
it sounded like this was all just banter, like after show banter, but it kind of is.
I mean, it kind of. We did. I haven't hit stop. Did you hit stop? Because
no,
if I'm just solo. Okay, because
still
I'm not
going.
solo recording. I am working on a solo project where I'm just sitting at my microphone and like collecting all of my thought. Well, because like I have like 17 journals, and depending on the day and whatever journal's the closest to me, I'll write down whatever sad boy fucking gay ass feelings that I have, and then I have to. So I need to collect them all in some way, and in order to do that, I'm making it into a podcast. So that's coming too. Check that out. I might. I mean, it probably won't be launched by the time I load this.
Chicken soup for the scumbag soul.
Yeah, that's
what it'll be.
Ooh, that's a good title. Damn.
I don't think you can use that.
No.
And you might. It's not a book. But I don't know. They might. I don't know if that's still a thing.
Yeah. Chicken soup for the X soul, I think, is trademarked for any. And not X as in the old Twitter, like X as in variable, insert variable. Like, damn it. See, now he fucked up math. Look what Elon is doing to us. He's destroying our culture. We need to stop it.
We need to stop Elon Musk. We need to stop him. We need to stop his goddamn evil cars that kill people.
Are his cars killing people too? Nice.
I don't know.
That's what Christine
I've heard that the
was
tests
about.
aren't going great with the full autonomous driving.
But
I don't know.
Good.
I mean, that would rock. That would literally be like great. But I mean, it's going to be my issue with electric cars isn't like, I know everybody's like, oh, electric, that's just going to put more strain on the power grid. We're not really, whatever. I don't care about the environmental.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the environmental factor. Yeah.
But just people it's not going to be the norm for most people. I'm thinking more of the autonomous driving than electric cars. Like, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But the autonomous driving, I think, is more what I'm getting at, is because there are going to be people driving cars, made in the 90s. Well, I mean, we still have cars from like the 70s, 80s still rolling around.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long time before that is. And then I don't trust other people less than I trust a robot to drive me around.
Yeah,
I think.
Straight up. I agree. And I mean, from what I was told, touring a university campus in 2019, the head of the technology department said, self-driving cars will have, I mean, he said it in a heavily Asian accent that I'm not going to repeat because I've already said enough racist things on this podcast, but he said, self-driving cars.
Speak a little Chinese for him, Elliott.
He was a Chinese man. I will just say that. But he said, self-driving cars we have in 10 years. It was like, and I was like, oh, okay, I believe this guy. Not just because he's Chinese and he knows what he's talking about, but because he's the head of a technology department of a university. So we're gonna have it, and it's only been a couple years. So we still got 6, 7 years, 8 years until he's correct or proven wrong, and I think he's gonna be correct.
I do too. Yeah, the way AI is progressing. Like, it's insane. Yeah. We started, it only came up in our conversations, I guess maybe a year ago. Well, I mean, I found that one thing, maybe it was in December. Remember when I was using that night cafe and I would send you the crazy fucking AI generated images?
Yeah. Yeah, because I used one for my Ko-Fi profile, ko-fi.com /
Yes. Well, that one was Chat GPT for the Penguin one. Yeah, but there was one before that, and it was before AI had really come into the I think the first version of DALL-E had been out for a while.
Okay.
And it's just like in that space of time to now, we already have. I mean, I listened to a rendition of King of the Hill singing Aerials, or not King of the Hill, but Hank Hill from King of the Hill.
Singing Aerials from System of a Down.
Yes,
that's
and
awesome.
It sounded okay.
That's so
I mean, you could definitely tell, but it literally sounds like Hank Hill impersonating Serge Tankian.
That's fucking crazy.
And they had Bobby do the fucking the guitarist part. I forget what his name is, but he's the other guy.
Darian something.
Yeah, that's right.
Scars on Broadway guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it sounded not terrible.
Nice.
It didn't sound good, but it's close. And there's some other ones, like I've seen SpongeBob. They have him covering a bunch of songs now. They have that whole AI SpongeBob thing, too, that was going on for a while.
Yeah, I was watching that for a little bit. I saw one that was like a Family Guy one, too. That it was just the Family Guy guys walking around saying wacky things about 9/11 and stuff.
Yeah, there's a few of those going on. I feel like it's going to get worse. And there's been that VTuber, Neurosama, I believe is her name. I haven't kept up with her recently, but I used to follow her a lot. Like, I watched a video of her the other day, and it's like her version 2.0 or whatever, and it is very, very good.
Oh, man.
Like, to a weird degree.
You sent me a couple videos of her, like, at the beginning where she would still be reading chat, and chat would be saying wild and racist things, and she would just repeat it.
That doesn't happen anymore. They got the filter down pretty good, but
I'm sure they fixed that pretty quick. But it was still fun at the time.
Yeah. I mean, she gets like 5K people watching her stream at a time.
Wow.
Like almost immediately it's not her, it's her fucking developer who VTubes as like a little emoji turtle. But
man,
I mean, she sounds a lot better now.
At a time, that's almost
something like that. I mean,
that's almost a tenth of our audience,
right?
That's crazy.
It's insane. She's not even real. She's not even real. Fucking SpongeBob AI was getting up to 5K at a time at its peak.
God, that's fucking nuts, dude. I did get like 600 views I put up a YouTube video of me just shooting arrows, and
oh, nice.
Yeah, so again, youtube.com/Elzoth. Look up, basically, if you look up the word Elzoth, you'll find me in pretty much every capacity. ELZOTH. That's me. You find me. Please don't dox me, but like, you can come talk to me. Hit me up. I don't care.
Send me a DM.
Just fucking DM me. I don't care, dude. I don't have a lot of friends. My inbox isn't blowing up or anything, so whatever. You want to chat? I am available, is what I'm saying. I'm reaching out because I'm lonely and in the midst of a nervous breakdown, and I just need friends. I'm putting that out there on the internet forever, and my kids are going to listen to this in 30 years and just, like, laugh. And it's going to be terrible. But that's what
I guess for next episode, you could have a crisis on air.
I could. I mean, I got pretty close when we were getting into the art stuff. My blood was heated. I'm hot. I need to cool down. I need to cool down. And we've gone well over an hour now. So, episode 69, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tagging along. Do you have any final thoughts? Yeah, the good
69's the funny number.
Heyo. It's funny.
Next up, episode 420.
We just jump straight.
No, I mean, we're going to have we have to make it to the next funny number episode now, and that's not until 420.
Okay, yeah. So like
so
you
buckle
can
up, folks.
Tune out for the next like 300 and some episodes. Or 200 some.
Look out for a Scumbag Media Group.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah. That's coming up. I mean, I'm not saying I'm building an alternative Hollywood in the middle of America, but
during a writers and actors strike.
Yeah. I mean, now's the time to do it. Now really is the time to do it. If you're a writer and actor,
hey, you don't want to work for Hollywood? Come work for us.
Come work for us. And like, we can't promise riches yet, but we can promise you that we have the most famous podcast in the world right now. So, yeah. I'm Elliott. He's Skyler. We're still here. We're still making shit. We're making it happen. And I'm like about to...
I have to go home. This was nice.
You're running away from intimacy.
Come on, baby, kiss me. Kiss me. Kiss me, Mario.
That's right, Giuseppe.